everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do an update on my Panda palette project. I am doing the Too Faced chocolate bar. I started back in January and my goal is to finish it before the end of the year. If you want to see this series of videos on how I started with this palette and how I've been making progress on different shades, then I will link that video on the top of the screen right now. Also, if you want to see how I've been using these eyeshadows to hit pan and to finish them, I have a playlist that it's called Panning Looks. I think that's the name of the series, and I will link it on the top of the screen right now. That will show you how I ended up using most of the eyeshadows on this palette because it's kind of hard to repeat looks, so I tried to find different things and different ways to mix it with other shades to make it work for me. So this month I have quite a bit of progress. I've been working really hard on it. I have a lot of the shades from this palette in my eyes today, and I have a tutorial if you want to check it out. If it's already up, I'll link it on the top of the screen as well. But I needed to change a little bit because it was becoming something really brown since I'm working on the mattes on this palette. So I ended up switching and adding a little bit of purple on top, and I really do love this look, especially for this fall time. Anyways, let's get started. So let's start with the shade Gilded Ganache. This is one of the shades that was done pretty early on, so I didn't have to work on that. The next shade is White Chocolate, and as you can see, I do have quite a bit of progress. I've been working with this shade to blend the edges of my eyeshadows, to highlight my brow bone, and in different ways, sometimes even before I apply the rest of the eyeshadows or the darker eyeshadows in my eyes, I tried to do a light layer on top of the eye primer, and that's how I've been, kind of progressing little by little with this bigger shade on the palette. The next one is the color Milk Chocolate, and I do have quite a bit of progress on this one. This is one of the shades that it really helps the rest of the shades on this palette. So even though I'm not trying to finish it, I had to combine it with different eyeshadows in this palette that I don't like that much, like the lid shade that I have today, that it's kind of hiding underneath that purple, but that's why I have quite a bit of progress in this one. The next one is Black Forest Truffle. I finished that again pretty early on the year, and the next one is Triple Fudge, and I also finished that. That was pretty recently, but I didn't have to work on it this month. Now the color Salted Caramel, as you can see, I do have quite a bit of progress. It wasn't, I was going to start to use it more consistently this month, but I didn't want to finish it. So as you can see, you can tell that there's a difference, but nothing too dramatic, even though I did use it most of the month. The next one I didn't use, and it's the color Marzipan, so no progress there to report. The next shade is Semi Sweet. In this one, I do have quite a bit of progress. I think this is one of those shades that complements the one that I mentioned before that I do have progress on, that is the color Milk Chocolate. I have to look down because it's not written down on the palette, so I have to kind of go into my picture and find the name shade. So that's what I have on my crease today, just a lighter shade underneath and then deeper, and I create that smoky effect that goes really well with kind of a purpley look that I'm going for today, even though it's just a layer of purple on top of all the rest of the eyeshadows that I have on my eyes. The next one is Strawberry Bonbon. I did finish this one in my last update. Then I also have Candied Violet that I finished I think 2 or 3 months ago, so I didn't have to work on that one either. The next one is the color Amaretto, and this is the shade that I finished this month. I just had the tiniest amount in my last update, so I did work on it as soon as possible so I could get it over with and start to use the following shades, which are going to be the harder ones in this, for the rest of the year. So the next one is Hazelnut, and with this one I'm almost done. As you can see right there, I did work on it all month. I've been kind of using this as a base all over the lid. I have it as a lid color today and then putting purple on top, and even though it's something that it doesn't complement each other, or it shouldn't, I create this combination that I have on my eyes, and I think it's pretty looking, and it helps me use a lot of the shades that I have in this palette. The next one is the color Creme Brulee, and this one I don't have any progress, but the next one that is Hot Chocolate, I have quite a bit of progress. I'm almost done with this shade. I only have kind of the corners around, so hopefully I will be done with that one this month of November. The next one is Cherry Cordial. I did use it all month. I actually have it on top. I had that lid shade that I mentioned that I don't like, then I have Cherry Cordial on top, and then I have that purple pigment that I always go to whenever I don't like a shade or whenever I'm getting bored and I want something to kind of transform it. I usually go with a pigment number 11 by NYX, and that's what I have on top to create that more purpley look, even though I have golds and browns on my eyes. So no much progress on Cherry Cordial, even though I did use it, but I'm okay because I do need that shade to finish the rest of the shades that I have in this palette. Finally, I have the color Champagne Truffle. I have good progress on this one, as you can see on the top. Nothing truly amazing. It still kind of scares me because it's something that I have to use in very little amounts because it's too pink for my skin tone, but I think good, you know, progress is progress, and I'm happy that I ended up using a little bit more. So anyways, that's how I'm doing. I am getting a little bit nervous. I am going to put together some tips and things that I've been doing in order to finish these shades. It's not gonna be for everyone, but if you, like me, are almost there and you want to finish completely your palette, I think it would be a great idea to share with you some of the tips or things that I've been doing to finish them, not only by using them consistently, but also using them in different ways. And I'm not saying in different areas, they're all in my eyes, but how, you know, the technique that I've been using to use a little bit more of the shades and to love the results every single time. I do really like how it looks, and I think it does make a difference as far as, you know, if you're blending, you can use a little bit more of the eyeshadow. So using this technique, I think it's really been helping me to get this result. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you the best with your Pan That Palette projects, and I will see you on my next video.